Make a Path presents Let's Talk.
The 100. Alright, today we're going to talk about a TV show called The 100. One I am going to put down a lot, yet still highly recommend. Please stick with me and you'll find out why. Now, the show is called The 100 and it airs on the CW, I believe. You can check out Season 1 on Netflix, that's what I did. And I believe Season 2 is on right now. Now, basically what the show was about, it takes place almost 100 years after some kind of nuclear disaster on Earth. A bunch of different countries had spaceships, from what I understand, out in space, and they're gonna live there until Earth was habitable again. The space stations came together, creating one big space station now called the Ark. Now, on the Ark, if you get in trouble, they throw you in the prison on the Ark. Now, what they did with a bunch of juvenile criminals, they shipped 100 of them to Earth to test out if you can live there. Now, the reason they're trying to go back to the Earth is because there's no more air supply on the Ark. I believe they have like 4 months left. Whatever the countdown is, the Ark is dying. And the humans have to get down to the Earth. That is the idea. Now, they send down these 100 criminals. When they get to the Earth, there are native people. Here, there's, people survive this whole time. These people are called the Grounders. This is basically what the story is from here on out. I will have to tell you that I saw it on Netflix. I saw the ad for it, so I popped on a trailer on YouTube. It was clear as day. In the trailer, I knew what I was going to have a problem with in this show. Now, right off the bat, why I say I highly recommend it is because it's good. If you shut off your brain and watch it, like a lot of entertainment on TV or in the movies, it's good. They leave you at constant cliffhangers. They got some pretty cool characters. And the idea itself, the initial idea about coming back down to the Earth after having generations and generations surviving on this Ark, the idea itself is awesome. Now, this is a show that had great potential but falls under its own creative weight, where character development is abandoned in exchange for sexual and relationship coupling, or shipping as what the internet loves to call it. Now, the plot and story keep you interested, and a lot of the acting is above average. Most background character acting fails miserably, and there are some great outstanding performances, especially from a dude that you'll recognize from Lost. I love his work in this. Now, some of the material lacks tension, and at times, because the cast is constantly facing death, but quickly you learn that the build-up was for nothing. It goes nowhere because everyone lives. All the time, despite how bad the wound or how bad the situation seems. Between everyone surviving all their wounds almost all the time and 98% of the cast being very good looking, it affects the overall feel. And it keeps you fully aware that you're watching TV and it doesn't allow you to be immersed in the content. There's always that level of, yeah, that's TV. There's been some TV shows that I've just been into so much, and they have some ugly characters, some people that you'll never find on a top 10 sexy list. Yet they draw you in the story so much because it's just so real. The 100 will never have that because of the direction it takes. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not going for that realism. It knows what audience it is, and it grabbed a hold. It has a young audience that doesn't nitpick like me. I'm an older audience. We nitpick at things a lot more than a younger demographic. A younger demographic doesn't need that deep platonic friendships, characters caring about each other just because they went through a situation together. They don't look for that. They look for these two people hooked up, so the next day when something bad happens, we know, oh, that person, they have to be sad because they just shagged the person, you know what I mean, in last episode. But where it gets problematic for the story itself, as an example, they take this one girl, Octavia, who I find that her constant need for a relationship, it was counterproductive to her actual character development, where her character came from. I'm actually a little bit shocked that somebody who's stowed away for their entire life would come out and be so outgoing. You would think that they would be a little bit more reserved. She spent her whole life living in a vent. She goes from the vent to a prison to out in the wilderness with a bunch of people now, and it's not like a shock to her. She just hooks up. Instead of developing her within these characters, they have, without any spoilers, they go out exploring There's a geek there. She kind of falls for the geek a little bit. Something bad happens. The next episode, her overprotective brother puts one of his friends in charge of watching her. Guess what? They hook up within the same episode. Something bad happens to him. By the time they get to the third person, I could care less. It takes you out of it because it's like, well, she's already fallen in love 3 times in 4 days, so let's see how far this one goes. That's why I say that too much of that, it's counterproductive to the story, I feel. But then again, like I said, if you just sit back and watch it and enjoy it, it's easy to look over some of these things. If it's on Netflix, I will watch it. I'm telling you right now, I most likely will watch the second season of The 100. But I think that you will enjoy it. The majority of people who are interested in The 100 will enjoy The 100. But I just have to say there are those glaring flaws. It was being nitpicky a little, but it is the truth. Everybody in this is good looking. If they show someone who's not so good looking, because I know there was like, oh, wait, there's a chick. She's not really that good. Oh shit, she's dead. It happens that fast, and I'm not lying. Even outside of that, after a few episodes, we got into the native, and I'm like, oh man, he's got a gory outfit. You know what I mean? He looks like trouble. This is gonna be pretty cool. Then they get the native, and then the big reveal, and they actually, you know, cut off his clothes to like an oily chest, and I'm just like, yeah, shit, they got me. I should have saw that coming. You know, I thought he was gonna be like rugged mountain man. You know. Nah, they tricked me. Yeah, they tricked me. He's a Calvin Klein model. Yeah, whatever. You know? So, if you could look past that, you'll do just fine. I'm just going to say that, in the end, I highly recommend The 100. If you guys are interested, they have the first season on Netflix. Or you could go ahead and check the CW when it's airing, and then try to see if they'll do a marathon or any reruns. Alright guys, I am actually real curious to know what you thought of The 100. If you didn't see it, pop on Netflix, check it out. Let me know what you thought about The 100 down in the comments below. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.